Let's go. And good evening, Underground World News Live. I am your host, Dabu7. Truth is power in the house. Much love. Good evening, Wolf Club, Hoodie Ross, Mary, Geo, Tom, Hope, all the purebloods out there. Much love. Good evening. Thank you for the feedback there, John Boy, Wayne the Pain. Everybody, good to see you, man. Hope all is good. Got a lot going on worldwide, as usual. If you're new to the channel, make sure to sub. Hit that like if you will. If you want to get my attention, you can do so just like Ava just did in the chat. Much love, Ava, Teddy, Amy. I want to thank anyone that supports the channel as well, like Steely just did with the super chat. Much love. Thank you, brother. Anyone hits the PayPal or buys a coffee, all appreciated to the fullest. So, yeah. All right, well, you'll be listening in. Just be safe there. Geo, Silver in the house, Joshua, Mary North, PLC. Hope all is well, everyone. All right, so I guess we're just going to dive right in. Let me look over here real quick. On my feed, there was something just kicked out. Now, I might as well just jump over here to the feed here because this is where the video's at over here on X. And this was shared by libs of TikTok. Now, I had them blocked for whatever reasons throughout the past, and I didn't see this. I couldn't see it. I don't know why it was blocked. Of course, I have a lot of crazy stuff that happens to my channel. I have people blocked all the time, and I can't tell you why or how. But this was crazy. It just kicked it out, and this guy's basically saying that people are going to be targeted if they have American flags on their house. He kind of says it's a business plan, a business model. It's how he presents it. But it's Chinese man from China. And he's basically says, start going after the people, compile a list of the people that have American flags, and you'll know who to target when the revolution starts. Because they're going to have food, they're going to have guns, they're going to have ammunition, they're going to have all these things. But he's basically saying if everyone plans, you can hijack these people. It's just pretty crazy. It shows that people with American flags, which you're going to see all over, are going to be targeted in this thing.
If you have an American flag in front of your house, swipe away. Do not watch this video. If you have an American flag in front of your house, swipe away. Do not watch this video. Okay, there's about 10% Americans want a revolution. It's too early, but it's not too early to prepare for the revolution. Let me share with you a business plan to prepare for the revolution. Right now it's 2026. If some households still have an American flag in front of their house, that means those people are supporting the American system. They are your enemy, and they will be your enemy when the revolution starts. Before you eat the rich, you need more resources and weapons. Where to get all these resources and weapons? Get it from those households who got American flag in front of their house. Okay, so you guys also need to have a community and set up a website and ask all your members to take picture of every household who got American flag and upload those information to your website, address of each household. When the time comes, you guys can use this information as evidence to eat them first. Eat them, God will support you. Buddha will support you. Eat them with no regret, okay? So this is my business plan for you. When the time comes, some household, they will pay you a lot of money just to take off those information off your website.
Dude, did he say eat them? He said eat them with no regret? Dude, this is demented. This guy, apparently he's posting from China. He's going to get away with this all day. It's just crazy. I just wanted to point out the craziness of it. That wow. Okay. So, all right. On to the next one. I want to point out some things here in the feed before I start popping off onto each individual story here. This relates to Iran. The U.S. virtual embassy in Iran says leave now. Leave Iran now. This is big time. They shut down, or if they tell everyone to flee the embassy in Baghdad, you know they're about to strike. That's what they did last time. Just keeping track of things. So, because Baghdad's like right there, and they're going to be flying in from that area. So, no fly zones, embassies getting shut down, things to watch. Those type of things are a sure sign, plus the military movement on what area they're going to strike next, because they do have a lot of military components spread out all over the place. Now, look who it is. the Four Stooges. Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates. They have all invested in AI-driven rare earth drilling in Greenland. See, you can see who's lined up, all the buddies of Trump here, all the guys in the club that are looking to make a fortune off a move of stealing Greenland. Let me tell you something. There's repercussions, man, for things. You cannot just go, man, this is such a slippery slope when it comes to the whole Greenland thing. I mean, we all know what respect is, right? And like, how would you feel if this was you? And you know, Trump wouldn't stand for it, obviously, if somebody was trying to come and snatch up Alaska. You know, Russia was all that's tactically ours, we're taking it. You know, like, it would pop off World War. You just don't go steal countries. But at the end of the day, I don't think that that's what this is about. This isn't about making it the 52nd, 51st state. This is about muscling them, strong arming them. You ever seen Trump shake somebody's hand? He jerks them back and forth. He literally strong arms them to show his dominance and power. He's trying to do this like a mafia boss, pushing threats on everyone. And he's given an option. And if people reject that first option, it's over. That's all he gave Maduro. He gave Maduro the option. He didn't accept it, and you seen what happened. Quickly, the leader of Colombia changed his tune and called Trump and was kissing his tail. And he's gone to everybody. He pointed the finger at Cuba. He pointed the finger at Mexico. You know, and he's pointed the finger at Greenland. He said that we're going to get you. One way or another, either way, is what Trump said today, what I read. He says, I haven't even thought about paying them. He goes, we might. I'm like, hold on, man. See, now he's really playing hardball. He's trying to make them scared, shaking their boots. Like, he's really leaning like he'll go the military route on us. And we're a NATO ally. I'm telling you, man. Police on high alert in Utah, Salt Lake City. They say Venezuelan Tren de Aragua have orders out to shoot police. This is just the latest, man. Just an alert. More chaos going to stem from this. Whenever anyone's got orders, hit orders out there, especially the gangs, you'll probably see some action. One way or another, unfortunately. Someone's gonna get paid because they're getting paid for these hits. Non-essential staff and families of diplomatic staff at the French embassy in Tehran have left Iran. Hey, dude, let me tell you, all the signs are there. Trump currently favors attacking Iran, and we're going to jump into all that here later as well. But Randy Fine filed legislation to authorize Trump to take over Greenland. So you guys know. And I got some interesting charts and stuff over here. Oh, and check this out. Stallone, Sylvester, on camera at a Publix, you know. He's out there shopping like the rest of us. And I don't know if you heard this warning or not, but I'm going to repeat it, okay? I played a clip of a woman stating and going over all the chemicals that are on the receipts. And it's like criminal. It's criminal. And she warned not to touch receipts at this point. Never. Because of the chemicals that are on. She goes over them, how poisonous everything is. And Stallone refuses to touch the receipt. Things to think about. The little things where they're getting people. Okay? You can't trust nothing. And I feel for someone like someone working the cash register all day long that's sitting there ripping them off and handing them to people. Oh, they're gonna have it the worst. They're gonna have the highest levels, unless they're wearing gloves or something. It's not right. There's no reason. There's no reason to have the level of chemicals on the receipts that they're finding. It's nuts. It's like it's criminal. Like I said before, it's like another plot that they're using on the people. Yeah, a bunch of private jets owned by all the pharma companies in the world were landing in the San Francisco Bay Area yesterday. Something going on for sure. Oh, look at this. The people that did this to Gaza are deeply concerned that Iran may have broken humanitarian law. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's what's left of Gaza, so that you know. I know, nobody cares, right? I pray the Most High returns with judgment. And when I jump into the silver and I talk about graphs and talk about the numbers here, I want you to see right here when I say the fair value of gold, 11,000 on gold, and silver, 567. This is what I'm talking about. We're still being suppressed. We'll dive into that here in a second, but you can come back over here, look at this chart. It shows history repeats itself over and over, especially with certain signatures like cup and handles, bull flags, things like that. And you see a bull flag was right here forming, and it popped big time, and it went parabolic. That's what they call moonshot or parabolic. And then look, it fell back down. You're talking decades. Like as long as I've been alive, it's been forming one huge cup. Okay, 2011, and it's a double top. Okay, two times, two taps. Okay, two taps, and then it forms a handle. Third tap, it's through. This is something that we've learned throughout the years. It's just like clockwork. Third tap, it's through. Much love, Tooch. Good to see you, Jay from Neville. What the? Here he comes! Here he comes! Here he comes right over top of me! And on flight radar, there's nothing listed. So it's feds. It's not military, too, because when it's like that, it's either military or feds. It's feds. It's the white one. I couldn't tell the color of that one that's there. It's just the last 2 times I've seen him, he's been on the same path. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I get an advantage though here where I'm at because I sit up on this ridge and I can hear a chopper coming, 100 miles away. I can hear him before he gets up here. So anyhow, yeah, I just to keep track of these things, man. This isn't the first time that's happened. Remember, and that's the 3rd time today. Come on. Again, if it's air vac, if it's medical or anything like that's listed on flight radar, go over flight radar, nothing's there. That's the feds most of the time, unless it's a military chopper. And even military choppers sometimes pop up on, not all the time. Depends. Anyhow, stream interruption there by the federales out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, just remember all these things. Okay, keeping track of it for a reason, in case anything ever does happen. All right, an update to a pretty wild story. This is a bear that was living in someone's I don't think it was a basement. It was like the under part of their house, like a crawl space. And it's a big bear, big 550, big bear. They finally got him out. So I just wanted to play. They got him out tactically and without hurting him.
Tina Bear finally got the message. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Video from earlier this week shows the 550-pound black bear squeezing out of this crawl space as paintballs fire nearby, scaring it into leaving.
Go away. Go, go, go. Go, go. He's out. He's out.
2 days later, he comes back, but meets a second deterrent, an electrified mat. One quick shock and the massive bear took off. He roamed around the house for a while, realizing his hibernation spot had been sealed off. For more than a month, that crawl space had been home to an unwelcome tenant, this infamous black bear known as Yellow 2120.
I can hear him under there, and it's really scary. When you hear the banging and crushing and scratching and stuff, he's not happy.
State wildlife officials tried multiple attempts to get the bear out, but he kept coming back. Now, the breakthrough finally came when a nonprofit from Lake Tahoe, the Bear League, stepped in.
I saw that Ken was potentially
The bear's face, his eyes were huge. When he got shocked by that mat, that's what did it. He got shocked. That's what let him know it's over. His eyes were like, yeah, about to pop out of his head. That was crazy. So there you go. Just wanted to let you know, happy ending, kind of. The guy got it out of there, and they didn't have to kill the bear or anything like that. So it's a plus. Yeah, if you ever got to deal with the bear, there you go. Electrified mat might do the trick, along with some paintballs. That was out of California, I do believe. Yeah, and here's another one out of California, and this kind of speaks volumes to where things are out there. Oh, hold on 1 second. I got coyotes here too, all the time. And thank you, Frank. If I missed anything, I don't know. It looked like the chat was froze for a second, just sped up and caught up. But much love. Thank you, Frank. Much love, everybody. I've got bears. I've got coyotes. We've got it all. I've got them on camera. I've got them right out here outside the house, like not like outside the front door, but like within a couple 100 yards of the house. I mean, they're here. They probably have been right up here at the house. I just haven't seen them. But yeah, I've got all of the creatures of the wild out here. Black Panthers roaming around. Everybody talks about. We got a big cat caught on camera. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Anyhow, California, I think that you've got probably the same, bears, mountain lions, all that. But you've got Google's founders fleeing. They're following Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, a lot of others. They're dipping. They're saying, guess what? We're done. They say in the 10 days before Christmas, an entity connected to Mr. Brin terminated or moved 15 California limited liability companies that oversee some of his businesses and interests from the state. They're starting to move everything. So he joined Mr. Page in reducing the California presence. More than 45 California LLCs associated with these two are gone. It's a big move. It's an acceleration. So a lot of people just showing dissatisfaction with California. It sucks because I would like to see a day where California is like saved or like saved. I don't know how else to say it. It's almost like you have to put up a fight for anything here. But something's got to give. Like, California is a beautiful state, and like people are fleeing it because of the politics and government. Government. Do you know what this means? To govern, means to control. Okay? I want you to listen to me clearly. Because when I tell you things like this, these are the things that they kept that you need to understand. It's etymology. And it's the study of words and the root of the word. They took it out of all schools decades ago. It's either 46 or 64. I get them switched up. I think it's 64. They took it out of schools across the board because they don't want you to understand the root of language. Because this whole existence that you're in, you speak things into reality. And you've been programmed to say bad things. Do you understand? Understand? That's the next one I'm going to get to. Okay. Government means to control. Okay. Govern does. What's mint? Mint means mind. It literally means mind control. And when you understand the root of all these words, you understand what you're then saying. Because this is how you are forming the reality around you. This is why I keep telling you, you need to start practicing changing the things you say. Like you need to stop saying, remove the words can't. Like you can't do this, you can't do that, or I can't do that. You need to really do that because this affects your life. Big time. All this. I'm serious, man. Understand. Okay? To understand means that you're standing under someone's authority. You're giving an okay to that. Okay? And there's ways to counter this. Like if an officer's going to be like, yeah, we got this. Do you understand? And most people are going to be like, yes, yes. Or a judge is going to be like, you understand? You can be like, yes, yes, yes. Because they don't realize what they're doing or saying here. What you need to say is, I comprehend. And you need to break their spell. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when you're dealing with a master, a witch, or a warlock that does this and knows what they're doing for a living, a high-level judge, officer, anyone that is casting, when you use words like that, when you counter them like that, they're going to get pissed. And you're going to see it. And then you're going to know that you're dealing with one of them. Don't forget it. I'm going to keep going in the news here, okay? But I could just keep going and going and going here. There's some things this is about to come unraveling out of me that you all need to soak up. I don't ever know when it's going to come out, but it has to do with this right there. Everything that you do, everything that you're speaking, you have to get it right. You have to adjust. This is about fine tuning right now and adjusting and correcting what we're doing wrong. You are casting spells every day. I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care if you want to hide from it, run from it, lie about it, hide your face from it, act like it don't exist. But you are spelling every day, writing in cursive. You were given the power to speak things into existence. It says it right in your Bible. So I don't want to hear nobody come at me like, oh, it says in your Bible. It says in your Bible what? You don't even read your Bible. Half of you don't. And regurgitate crap all the time. These are keys from the Bible, right from the front, that you are powerful. You are a co-creator. And if you're scared of that, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're never going to figure this out. Okay? But I'm telling you, I see it. Because I've stopped and I've watched and I've analyzed, and I see the people that do it on a daily basis. They say, oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm sick of it. And you wonder why they're sick, why they're ailing constantly. You are speaking an existence into reality constantly around you. Until you adjust it, until you fix it, it's going to keep happening. So you got to start somewhere. You got to start base level. So I'm starting at base level, which is planting the seed in everyone repeatedly over the next however long it takes. Then we'll progress up after enough people get it. Okay. But the simple things you can do, stop speaking negative on yourself. And if you see somebody else doing it, you need to stop them because it's the worst thing you can ever do. And I'm going to tell you, they started this from day one. When you were a kid, like what, and you know this. You know the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me? That's a lie. Words are a weapon. They are a sword. Words can slice you in two. They have programmed you to think all these other things, and you better break it away. You can break it away. The way to break the spell is to know that it even exists. And it's what I'm giving it. It's why I'm giving this to you. Half of the programming is done by you repeating songs and things that are negative. Okay? I saying you could never do this. You need this because what you're doing is you're emitting a frequency. Okay? You don't need to be putting a frequency of need out, or you will get that in return. Okay? You need to be living in the moment, basically in the present. Okay? Moses asked God, what's your name? He says, I am. I am. And that you were made in the presence, in the image of God. Okay? I am the one to change things for the better. I am the one to awaken people around me. You need to be the change you seek. Okay? And speak power. Do you understand? Speak power. This is everything, man. It's everything. This is everything. Okay? I'm going to keep on pushing. Just let you marinate on that. Hopefully throughout the day, you are catching yourself and you'll be like, oh, remember Dabu said, and you switch it up. It's all about just a correcting phase right now in the beginning. It's all just getting things right. Then once you got everything right, I promise you, your whole world will change. Watch it. Watch it. It's the way it works. You were just never taught none of these things. And I can't begin to tell you other things and teach you other things that are more advanced if you don't understand the basis. So we've got to rewind. We've got to go back. We've got to start here. Can't decode, can't teach you none of this stuff that's hidden, show you any of the things that I've discovered until you understand the basis thing. Okay? And you got to want it. You got to really want it. Yeah, it was a helicopter. Nothing new though around here, I guess. Amazon ditching U.S. Postal Service. Now, think about this. Think of all the money the government makes. And Amazon is one of the reasons UPS pays the bills. How is that? This is a government-funded agency. Like, everyone needs the mail. So Amazon's ditching them. They're like, we're going to be the mail. We already deliver. Like, we do all this other stuff. Like, they're going to have drones delivering robots. So UPS is going to take a hit. Now, ever since COVID, mail sucked. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but like things got delayed. It took a long time to catch back up. Much love, Kenzo. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, much love. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. So just a heads up, when it comes to the mail, it sucked. That's all I know. It's probably going to get worse from here. As long as it keeps going down this path. Let me rephrase that. I hope it gets better. See, I gotta catch myself too. It's a constant just Rest Fauci in the house, man. Much love. So, some of you guys, I love the names y'all rolling with. Eon in the house, man. Good to see you, Hopkinson. To see everybody, Scrappy, Warlock, Kimmy. It's Trump. He imposes 25% tariffs on any country doing business with Iran, effective immediately. So this is how, Cold War starts, or they call it trade war, you call it whatever, economic war. Like we're in more than a trade war with Iran. Let me tell you, his assassination of Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, the strikes on Iran's nuclear stuff backed by Israel. Oh yeah, like we're engaged in a war, and that's all that's coming out of the other side is like we're on a full scale war, and they're saying that we're going to hit you because Trump's saying we're coming to help the protesters. Now, I could, the back half of this, I jump into all that, but economically, this affects everything. I start off here with the economics, and we're still waiting on the big ruling. Right? Like, yeah, we're waiting on the 14th, the ruling on the tariffs, unless they push it back more. So we're getting closer. Yeah, by next show, we should have an update at least to the ruling on Trump's tariffs. Because if he has to pay them back and do all this other stuff, like that'd be crazy disastrous. But they may back it. Who knows? Such a rate game, but bucks, dollar drop, gold jumps, silver jumps, and the Feds. There's an interesting situation here. Donald Trump is suing, so has subpoenaed through the DOJ a criminal probe on Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell runs the Fed. The Fed is not even really part of the Fed or our federal government. It's just a name. It's the truth, too. It's not even part of it. It's the bankers. It's the entity. And Powell is the man that represents them. And yes, Trump has some sway on firing and appointing new people when the time comes and this and that. There's two Kevins at the top of the list that are going to take this spot in May, which is coming up fast. Jerome Powell, apparently, he's not budging in terms of Trump's kind of threats. Like, Trump wants him to drop interest rates to save things. And I'll be honest with you, if he did, just a little, it will help. When they do, when they drop the base points, it's going to pull back what you pay on a mortgage, all that stuff. It does affect things. We all should know this by now. Powell just keeps inflation snowballing to where it's like things are not getting better for anybody. So basically, Powell's saying, look, he's subpoenaing me because I will not cut the rate. They usually cut 25 base points, like 25 points. That's an average cut, normal cut. If they get out the big gun, they'll cut like 50. In a crazy emergency mode, they'll get out like the sonic bazooka and like maybe 7,500 or something, which they don't never take it that high. So like to see 50 base points cut off would be pretty wild, but it would affect, again, all those markets big time. The mortgage rates, all those things. Now, Trump also just came out and he proposed a 10% cap on all credit cards, like almost immediately. Well, word is that like that's not approved. So he's saying these things, but like I wish that he's saying it and he's acting like it would get pushed through, but then they're saying that like no, it's not. Anyhow, we'll see what happens with this whole probe. It'd be very interesting if all of a sudden in the coming days or weeks, there's a cut. There's a meeting by the end of January. It'd be very interesting if there's a cut and then this all goes away for Powell. He's only got a few months left. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. And when we were talking about AI, I've been telling you about how nuclear reactors are going to have to be built all over the place, which is kind of crazy. You think it's kind of dangerous. But these small modular reactors are going into motion, like all over the place. They're planning them for universities, for businesses, and Trump made it law. So this is going to be wild, man. You're going to have to keep your eyes open. This could come to your town quietly. One could pop up. There could be a business somewhere. And next thing you know, you've got a small nuclear reactor, a mini reactor in your backyard. I'm serious. This is what's happening. This is the answer all over the place. And I keep asking myself, like, why would they dare? Like, really, do you really want that? Like, that it's pretty dangerous. I mean, anything nuclear we know, like Fukushima or Chernobyl, can cause a lot of problems. You know, we already have aging nuclear places here in the country, and in flooding and all that. There's been issues. But I don't know, man. One accident after you've put hundreds of these in, it's not going to be good. But look, they've got right here, they're talking about Meta's new nuclear power plan. This is in Portsmouth, Ohio. And then it lists Perry, Ohio, Oak Harbor, Beaver Valley, PA. Places connected here. I'm telling you, man, little mini nuclear reactors, you're just gonna, I don't see the safety. I'm all for Tesla power, free energy, of course, but that I don't think that's ever going to get rolled out here anytime soon. It may be reserved for those on the other side of the beast system, like the carrot on the stick. You know, all these magical things if you come into this world, but you got to take the ID, you got to take the mark to participate. Seems like that's where it's going. Most debanking is coming from the government. The government. That's right. Most banks are admitting that, especially through the Biden regime, that Biden regime is putting a lot of pressure on banks to shut people down. And it happens all the time, but prize. So if you're having issues out there with the bank, all of a sudden you're being told, like, hey, well, number one culprit, the gov. And let's jump into some finances here real quick. Let's jump into some silver. Silver and gold running, smashing, setting new records. Dropped a video today, an update on it. All-time records for gold and silver. Again, you just can't beat it. Just on a tear. Wherever the pullback presents itself, get in. And then, you know, average yourself in or a pullback, and then enjoy the ride. That's all you can do. At this point, Mexico, for whatever reason, is churning out more silver than anyone on the planet. They only have 6% of the world's reserves. They don't hold the most, like China does, like in Peru. Peru's got a massive amount. But Mexico is like smoking them like double the amount that they're churning out. There's like some kind of big time production, and you can tell by the numbers, they don't lie. They're raping Mexico. They're going to town in Mexico. They're ripping it out of the ground as fast as they can, twice as fast as any other place on the planet. There's something going on here. They will deplete their entire supply at this rate rather quickly. And it just seems to me that, like, with cartels that control the country, like the government not having full control and this and that, like, Mexico's kind of up for grabs here. In some ways, I'm telling you, and Trump's going to use it to his advantage. You watch. Look, the dude's trying to walk around and take anything and everything. He's saying he's the sitting president of Venezuela right now, like trolling. But like, for real, like, how's anybody going to say not? You catch a drone strike. Like, this is crazy. Anyhow, yeah, we're already on the books on deals with the new leadership down there for oil, for gold, for silver out of Venezuela. So Mexico, why would he not do the same? I mean, it's national security. You go up in Greenland, you know. How would it not be the same? How could it not? If he's gonna get away with that with Greenland or any other, how could he not say it with Mexico? It's right up to our border. I don't know, when he finally gets around to the Mexico card, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Anyhow, I hope you got your silver. We hit a record of 86 something today. Let's just go look real quick. What happened? All right, let's get a 5x5. Let's check what just happened. Tell me it was me trying to connect to that site, kicked us. 5x5s, you get 5x5s. We'll keep on pushing here. I see no sound now. Okay, so a little bit behind. So waiting to see some 5x5. All right, there it is. Hoodie Ross, Wayne. All right, everybody's there. It's all coming through. It was a little hiccup, man. I don't know. It was like I tried to go to the site and it, like, well, you seen it? So 86.12. We hit a high of 86.76 and they bounced off. Yeah, we're up there, man. We're just at 86. You can wake up tomorrow and it'd be 88, 89. I mean, within days, we could be in the 90s. End of the month, easy. Triple digits. I mean, it's on a tear, man. Now, let's look at the copper. The copper. I told you this was going to happen. Copper theft through the roof. The increase in price contributed to more than 15,540 copper theft incidents in 2025. That's a lot. So that's $6 a pound, so that you guys know. $6 a pound. Somebody's able to pull some copper off of something. $6 a pound. This is I said something. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, copper's going through the roof, and they're like, everyone in the chat or in the comments was like, I'm going to Home Depot because they got the sheets, right? They do have the sheets. You use it for flashing around the roof and all that for roofing. I used to have to do it. And I had a story about me. I used to collect it when I was roofing because my boss was just letting it go in the trash. So I got smart and I started collecting it. And a few months went by, and I had a big bag of it. One day at the end of the job, he seen me with it. He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's all the copper that I've been collecting." And like he felt like an idiot. And I'm gonna lie to him. I was open about it. You were throwing it away. I'm collecting. He's like, "Well, not no more." He put a stop to it right then. Kind of smiled at me. He's like, "What?" He's like, "You ain't stupid though. You was doing the right thing." And hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he put a stop to it on the job. And no doubt he should have been collecting himself. And thank you, Kimmy, for the coffee. Rapture ready. Much love. God bless. So yeah, if you've got copper around anywhere, I'd be keeping an eye on it. Anything copper is super susceptible to getting stolen. In terms of jobs here, I want to point out a few things. This doesn't really relate to the U.S., but it all comes back economically. Mercedes is relocating, and they're leaving Germany. They're going to Hungary. 20,000 Germans are going to lose their job. I told you before, over and over. There's like a global reset happening, and the countries are doing it to like themselves. A lot of times they'll blame war and all this, but like Germany's clearly breaking itself down. It flooded the place with migrants. I keep reporting on it going downhill every show. What's this? Germany's conversion to a planned economy with the war with Russia as the excuse, the driver. They're literally using war, and you can see clearly at this point, for everything that they're doing, the excuse to reset everything. And they're wiping the middle class out, the everyday people in Germany out. I'm seeing it happen in Ireland, the UK, all the places. It's like textbook. Remember, the Chinese and American economies are the biggest. When those two go into full-blown reset mode, everything's gonna follow. And check this out. We got a admission here from the FDA. The FDA commissioner confirming that the agency has lied about dietary fat for decades. Why? To benefit big pharma. He admitted it, so I give him props. You don't see this every day. He says that the low-fat advice drove Americans to eat more sugar and suffer higher heart attack rates. So they're like coming out and admitting this. It's rare. You don't see this. You don't see them take blame for much, but he confirmed it. And then we've got RFK rolling out their whole plan here for what they want to do with health. And I want to play a clip so you can kind of hear how he explains this. Hopefully everything is still 5x5 out there. But get a refresh real quick on my page. Okay. And once I hit play and the audio and the video starts playing, what the hell did it just do? Man, I don't know what's going on with the stream. Thank you, Steve.
Joining me now in the Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Secretary Kennedy, great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Maria, thanks for having me.
And I want to get your take on why now you decided to change the guidelines for diet and health. Walk us through those guidelines and what the impact will be.
Well, you know, Brooke Rollins and I were confirmed on the same day. Brooke, of course, is the USDA secretary. And we began working on this project at President Trump's directive. Back then, it's taken us almost a year. We assembled the best food scientists in the world from the greatest American universities, and they have been a quarter debating these issues, looking at the science, and we've come up with guidelines that are actually going to benefit American health. The prior guidelines were driven not by health interests, but by mercantile interests of the food industry, which had captured FDA. And it was that impulse that drove Fruit Loops to the top of the food pyramid. We've now flipped the food pyramid.
Yeah, it flipped it. It's upside down, just like you said.
Real food.
Is it inverted?
Eat whole food.
Yeah,
Meats
the
and
pyramid
healthy
is
fats
upside.
like
You're right.
dairy, fruits and vegetables and whole grains. And today, Mary, we're spending $5 trillion annually on health. We spend 3 times per capita what European countries do. And we have the worst health outcomes, and it's mainly driven by food. About 40 cents in every taxpayer dollar now goes to food-induced chronic diseases. So the only way that we're going to lower healthcare costs in this country is by helping Americans to change their diet and eat healthy food, and this is the first major step.
It seems so obvious, some of these things, Secretary, with all due respect. I mean, of course we...
Pretty wild, though. And Steve, much love. You caught that. Yeah, I can only play so much of that. He's hard to understand without, trying to knock on him or anything. But we got the point. Who are you, Thick Triple? This is Easy Dob. I'm telling you, Kennedys are not friends to Christians. Did I ever say that? Did I say that he was a friend of Christianity? Did I ever say any of that? Thanks for putting words in my mouth, implying that I said that when I didn't. Never said none of that. Truth of the matter is, if you were a full-time subscriber, you'd know that I don't care for the guy. But I'm playing it just so people got the update on the health plan. Much love. Yeah. So on to the next one. This is bad. A man executed in Florida, and this goes right along with all the migrant stuff.
Accused of shooting and killing 64-year-old Harold Witt Harper.
West News' Haley Crumble-Home is live at the police department tonight. And Haley, you spoke with the police chief. What do you have to say?
So he said this all appears to be random. This is all rapidly unfolding. Like you said, in the last hour and a half, we saw Isaac Ezekiel Toy, that suspect, be let out of this door in handcuffs and put into a police cruiser. The chief said that they received multiple calls, 2 calls within minutes of each other to the same neighborhood, both they believe involving Toy. The first was for a suspicious person that the caller believed had a gun, and the second call was for this shooting. And the chief said there was potential for more people to be harmed today. That initial caller, as well as the victim, Harold Witt Harper's wife, who had been in the yard with him just moments before he was shot. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Toy? Isaac Ezekiel Toy was walked out of the Ocala Police Department in handcuffs Wednesday night. He didn't say a word about what he's accused of, killing 64-year-old Harold Witt Harper, who was in his own front yard.
It appears that he was doing nothing more than gardening in his front yard and was senselessly killed. This is, I've been here for almost 32 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
Ocala Police Chief Mike Balkin said a call came in about a suspicious person around 3:34 Wednesday afternoon on Southeast 3rd Street who tried to wave down a person pulling out of their driveway.
As he was pulling away, he observed the subject doing something suspicious, appearing to manipulate a handgun and possibly chamber around in that handgun. Officers were immediately dispatched to the area.
As officers were arriving in the neighborhood within 3 minutes of that first call, the police chief said,
we received a second call in reference to a shooting. That second call originated just down the road. This is about a block away to the east. It involved our victim who had been shot.
Because officers were so close by, he said they were able to find Toy walking away from the shooting scene. He matched the description of the man from the first call to police, and the chief said he had a gun on him. The chief said they haven't identified any motive. They don't believe Toy and Harper knew each other or even had any interaction in the yard before Harper was shot.
This horrific incident appears to be a random act of violence. There is no indication, I'll repeat that, there's no indication that this was a targeted attack.
Toy now faces 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of second-degree homicide. Now, the chief said his officers have had very little interaction with Toy in the past. He does not have a criminal history here in Ocala, but does appear to have some in Tampa. The chief stressed tonight that this is the very early stages of this investigation. They're still working to figure out what could be a motive here, and he said his heart goes out to the Harper family tonight. Covering Marion County live in Ocala, Haley Krubelholm, WESH 2 News.
So it just goes to show, man, you've got stuff like this popping off all over the place. You just never know. Guys, just out in the front yard, in the garden, and gets executed. So you got to be aware of your surroundings, man. You have to be. You just have to be. You have to be aware, man. Right, what's this next one? This next one is a 52-year-old apartment manager caught stealing ballots of former tenants. This is nuts. The apartment manager, I guess, had a master key to the apartment mailboxes that, like, just like kind of like your mailman will have a master key to open up the whole face where they can pop in all the mail. Well, apparently this manager was doing that and was snatching people's ballots and was voting for Trump. Voting for them. Or it was voting for them. I didn't say Trump. We're voting for them. So that's nuts. And thank you, Kev Barr. To the fullest, man. Brother. Well, when Kev Barr, my bad. But Deanne, much love. Well, happy birthday to him. Well, enjoy the evening. Much love. God bless. Again, happy birthday out there. And my chat, I don't know what is going on with it. It's been glitching. Michael, thank you for the PayPal. I appreciate that to the fullest. So, hey, I cover some of these stories in case you guys are in a position out there. If you see something similar, you know, something going on, like this one here is pretty crazy. So this guy's going to get smoked for doing, anything connected to the voting thing. If they're going to try to hit you with some time. So thousands protest in Pacific Palisades a year after the fire with no rebuilding. Now, we've already busted Gavin Newsom and his wife at the heart of this. Literally, Gavin Newsom and his wife specifically named at the top of one of these charities, and that charity took in a ton of money for the fires. Problem is, no one ever received any money. Like none of the people that got wiped out, ever seen any charity money. It's like the Newsoms took the money and ran. It's me, if there's going to be a charity like that set up, then there should be proof that the money went to it, period. When you've got someone raising millions and millions of dollars over here, like Newsom and them, and then nothing has been done, no one's got any money in the Palisades. Hold on a second. Hold on. Millions are coming in over here, but yet nothing is reaching over here. What does that tell you? It tells you the middleman is pocketing all the cash. And Gavin Newsom and company, his wife included, are involved, busted in doing this. But he's untouchable at this point, it seems. Who's going to take him down? Seriously. Who's going to arrest him for any of this stuff? Look at all the stuff you see in Minnesota, Tim Walz and all that. Like, no one's getting arrested. No one ever does. It's damn near just a puppet show all the time. But the people are ticked off. They're saying, man, they let us burn. So you've got, the anti-ICE protest out there popping off. But this was more of a solid grassroots, real deal protest of people ticked off right here.
1 year ago today, the Eaton and Palisades fires destroyed about 16,000 homes and businesses, and 31 people lost their lives in those disasters. Today, to mark 1 year, ceremonies, remembrances, and protests. Assignment desk manager Mark Liu at the desk with one of those protests happening in the Palisades right now. Mark, what's happening over there?
Yeah, so Amanda, this is a pretty big protest. It's taking place in the heart of Pacific Palisades. The participants here are demanding accountability from local and state leaders on the fire and fairness in the rebuilding process. Now, let me show you some video that was shot from SkyCal just about 30 minutes ago of this protest, I should say. So the intersection of Antioch Street and North Swarthmore Avenue. It's the very heart of the commercial area of Pacific Palisades. There's probably about 1,000 people down there at a protest called the They Let Us Burn rally, which the organizers describe as a peaceful demonstration, calling for accountability and transparency and reform in wildfire preparedness and response. Now, the leaders of this protest say they are asking the city of Los Angeles, the state of California, the DWP, and fire departments for changes in the way brush fires are handled in the city of LA, and promises that the rebuilding of Pacific Palisades and Malibu will be handled fairly, and that the people wanting to rebuild their homes and businesses won't be gouged by things like high fees and permits and a lot of red tape. Now, the protest organizers say they're not collecting any money or doing any fundraising down there. This is a protest simply to bring awareness that people living in Pacific Palisades are still struggling to rebuild a year after that devastating fire.
And what we've discovered with this is, like, after the devastation, people that were hired to come in and rebuild some of the people's homes, some of the people that were fortunate to have enough money to hire people and to start to rebuild without the insurance money, just to go ahead and do it. Those crews came in and found out that when everything was burned up, like, certain stuff should have been removed, like hauled out of there and removed, and it wasn't. They like tried to bury everything, and it made everything that much more expensive. But these companies were like, look, we're going to eat the cost because these people need help. And that was a good thing. It was a cool thing that this company did that, but they couldn't do it, continue to do it. But they said, we guarantee you all the Palisades is like this. Like, the cleanup crews that were supposed to come in there and get everything out, like, they didn't truly clean everything up. They buried a bunch of the crap. And so before these guys can go rebuilding, like pouring a fresh foundation, they got to get this garbage that's underground out of the way. That's another thing. So it was a crappy cleanup. And I already told you the money thing. So this isn't good. People pissed off. They have a right to be. And check this out. Chaos erupts as a U-Haul drives into the LA protests. These are protests against Iran. A U-Haul pulls in. It gets surrounded. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know what people are thinking or expecting. When you've got somebody surrounded and pinned, and especially once a glass breaks, like a window breaks, you should expect that the gas is going to get hit. It's like a common sense thing. You should not be standing in front of the vehicle. Time and time again, people have been ran over, hit. And in this instance, I don't know what the U-Haul did to begin with, just wrong place, wrong time, or what. But they attacked it, and they attacked it hard, and it sped off. And I didn't see nobody on the ground afterwards, but I heard people screaming bloody murder that didn't even get hit. So here, watch. Hear them screaming bloody murder already. Like already, it didn't even hit. It hasn't even taken off yet. It's disgusting, dude. I some of this energy out here, I just absolutely can't stand. This animal, zombie. This vehicle's just trying to make its way down the road. So, and you can see it's not plowing through people yet, but like, watch how it escalates, and ask yourself, what are you gonna do if this is you and this horde of zombies surround you? Gosh, that one woman just went, and they already busted the window out. That's what you didn't see in the clip, and they were taking their pole through it. So yeah. Look at this. Fighting the police straight up. Like, that's felony. It's felony. Look, they're still trying to hit him with weapons. The cops are right there. Look at this. Trying to get him. Look, they're trying to spear him. Look at this. Yeah, it's madness all over the place. This is what you don't want. Right? That guy is lucky there was a handful of cops there, and the cops are getting thrown and pushed. That's a felony right there. But like, these people just didn't care. They were, you could see, heated. If a couple cops wouldn't have been there, this guy could have lightweight been killed. Is here another clip? Play out. Oh, and they're punching him while he's cuffed. This is crazy. Like, the cops are getting hit in the mix of it too. Dude, that's all felonies, man. I'm gonna replay that clip one more time right here. Oh, I see that cop got it. Dude, man, that cop caught it. Like, this dude with the stick back here. Dude, this is nuts. This is mob mentality at its finest here, going nuts. No, let me remind you. This is a guy, again, that got surrounded, and they attacked him and busted his windows out, and then he took off. You guys seen it. So he ends up in cuffs and getting pummeled. I think I got another. No, that was it. Just, dude, this is madness. Like, to try. Well, I don't know what the law is in every state. Matter of fact, I know that the law is different in every state. It depends on what state you're in. I'll say that, just like the whole castle law and all this other stuff. Like, if you ran over people in one state, they're going to charge you. Other states that I've covered in the past, like when the protesters trying to block highway entrances and exits or whatever, same thing. They surround people and start busting their windows. When those people go to floor it and get out of there, if they run over anybody, they're safe. They don't get in no trouble because they're allowed to flee for safety. But every state's different again, man. It's like, it's really coming down to this more and more about where you choose to live and reside, in the rules and what's on the books there. Because Certain places are going to be more susceptible to this stuff. As we see sanctuary cities, blue states are really being hit here the hardest. They're flaring up big time. Look, this is January. At this rate, I foresee this summer going like from here going all the way to the summer and throughout. Like, it's going to be heated. How could it not be? Like, so autonomous zones are back. Okay, you can have autonomous zones. You have no-go zones out there. Autonomous zones are semi no-go zones. Man, no-go zone is an absolute no-go zone that you don't enter. But these autonomous zones, one was set up in the Pacific Northwest, the Chaz, and it was big, and it stayed up for a minute until they came in and they tore it down. Well, apparently they're resurrecting the idea, and they're building these things in different areas. They're saying like Minneapolis, they've put one up. They say that it's near the shooting site at Portland Avenue and East 34th Street, roughly 1 mile from George Floyd Square. Man, this is a setup. This is a freaking setup. It's a setup and a half. All this is for chaos, for civil war. Yep. So they say the winter of good is turning into the summer of George Floyd 2.0. Go figure. Right down the street from the park, carrying his name. This is a setup. All the same thing as when you look back what George Floyd was at the time. They weren't going to hear it. They wouldn't let you say. They tried to drown it all out. The truth. They tried to drown the truth out. That it was staged and all that he died from fentanyl, and they didn't want you knowing none of that. They wanted to go with the narrative that it was all Chauvin. It was knee on the neck. It was racism. He killed him, and fight. That's all they wanted. The fuel and the fire at the time. And I seen the same division get kicked up, and their shills go at it at work, to work. As soon as this one broke loose, in Minnesota. Soon as it did, some of the shills got the ball and ran that way. The others were told run that way. And the whole point, divide the crowd hard. The harder, the better. That's how they wanted it. Division, order out of chaos. All right, so what do we have here? DHS is sending hundreds of more federal agents into Minneapolis. This is becoming a powder keg. Like, it's going to blow. Like, more and more masked dudes with weapons rolling in. And, like, it's getting crazy. Remember, one of these areas is soon going to see ICE versus the police or ICE versus National Guard. It might be Minnesota too, because Walz called up the National Guard to protect the people, the protesters, and the police, which puts them on the front line against ICE. We just haven't seen it yet. I mean, they have to all know the moment they deploy, it's on. Like, it's going to be a day in history. For real. Like, what's going to happen? The moment National Guard is clashing against ICE, you're not talking protesters and ICE. You're talking weapons on weapons then. Yeah. Like, I mean, what are the rules? Gonna make some freaking UFC rules over here on the sidelines for them? Out there's no rules in the streets. There never has been. They can come with less lethals, which I would expect. But what are we going to have? Both sides using a ton of less lethals on each other, paintballing each other? Like, I'm serious. Batoning each other? Like, what? Is there any rules to the game? I mean, what? Like, it's about to get crazy. We've never seen it before. It's never, ever happened. It would be in concrete civil war. It would be the beginning There'd be no turning back. It would be an infamous point in history here. They've tried so many times to get to this. Do you understand? Maybe people don't see it. You know, a lot of chaos has happened throughout the years, but they've tried for this setup over and over again, and the people have never taken the bait. Look, when I was in Ferguson a long time ago, Michael Brown, back in like the beginning of all this, the birth of BLM, it was the same thing. I had something kind of magical happen there. They swooped in the National Guard to beat us down, and they refused, and they backed out. And as soon as they backed out, the police jumped in on us and like pounced, and we were all just press. We would press. The National Guard seen this in like their presence, standing there, kind of like not agreeing with it, made the police look and feel stupid afterwards, because they came in. I had a shotgun thrown in my face, not no beanbag, a shotgun up on the bridge edge and knocked off the bridge, all while live streaming it. And the National Guard didn't do that to me. Matter of fact, the National Guard has never disrespected me in this country. I've been to so many cities that they saved my ass right there. I just told you, they came in, saved my ass. One big white sergeant, one big black sergeant on each side of me. They ran up on each side of me, specifically on top of a mound. They had us surrounded near a brick wall that was like 20 foot high. You couldn't scale it. They had us. And we were journalists. We weren't trying. We weren't worrying about getting kettled. Why? We were journalists, but then they turned on us. And it was messed up. I don't know. Police, I tell you, from my own experience, they've never been kind to me in these situations. Even as a journalist, even with credentials hanging around the neck, doesn't matter. They don't care. They'll pepper spray you right in the face as you're talking. Like, I got credentials. Get back. Dude, like, total disrespect. Don't care. They don't, the National Guard's not that way. This is coming from someone that's done this for a long time, ran the streets and ran into them. Let's go to Baltimore. Same thing. Front lines. I'm standing on the streets on the side of the people, and like police are on the other side of the streets. There's nothing in the middle of the streets, empty. And I'm kind of zigzagging back and forth live, going from side to side, kind of covering all the action, front line, back and forth. And the next thing you know, like a pop happened. And I don't know what it was. The police gave a command to everybody on the sidewalk. People were already on the sidewalk to like do something, and they didn't listen. And they threatened the other side. When they threatened the other side responded by throwing anything that they could get their hands on. Drinks, rocks, you freaking name it. It was a wall of debris that came down on to the police side and the mainstream media, all that. When that happened, the police unloaded. And I'm live, by the way. And they unloaded with chemicals again. And they actually hit my stream, hit the camera lens with the chemical. You could see it on the stream when you go back and you watched it. And it hit me in the face, right across the eyes. Then it was a direct shot. And I'm running around like blind. Like, I actually hit the ground. And dudes are helping me. They're like, oh, dude, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And dumping milk and all this stuff on me. And like, this is quick, like quickly. And like, I'm still alive. I get up and open my eyes, and there is National Guard in front of me. Stop staring at me. And I'm like, oh crap. Like, they're all about to jump out the back and pounce me, right? I'm like, well, no. They seen that, like, I don't know, they just seen me. They seen me in my gear, down, incapacitated, and like stumbling around. And I'll never forget the soldier. I was like, help. I said, help. The soldier in the back reached out over the edge of the back of the truck, and he tapped it twice, and he pointed forward to go. None of them got out on us. And when they did, I followed them. I could barely see. I just was peeking through my eyes, stumbling all over the place, and I followed them up the middle of the street while the police closed in on the other side of the street and like was trying to tackle people, and it was all hell, all chaos. Point is, the police are always a lot ruder, a lot meaner. And the National Guard have always been stand-up dudes. Every time, from someone that's been on the front line in many different cities. So I salute our troops, our frontline boys and gals, our National Guard troops all day long. It's just my experience, man, so that you know, for those that have not been out there, city after city, it's been like that. There's just more respect with the military guys, it seems. And I don't know what it is, what they're putting in their coffee, but with the police, it's always like they have a streak of meanness that's been put in them. Like they've been trained to go out and thump. Really, to go out and thump. It's just crazy, man. And trust me, like you need law enforcement to be able to handle situations. I get it, but you need them to be righteous at the end of the day. You could wasting your time, your energy, your resources, and all that on dumping on media really pisses me off. Bad guys got away. Oh, they're messing with us. Anyhow, I say that so you got an idea how the atmosphere is here. If you think that you're going to go down there and that you're going to do anything, you're going to absolutely do anything, you're even going to just stand there. And here comes the cops, and they're giving order, and you think you're just standing there. You've done nothing. You just got out of the car and are standing there. Dude, you get steamrolled. Knocked to the ground. Hit with chemical weapons, the whole nine. I mean, they don't care. They're not asking questions. They treat everybody, once they're in that mode, they're in that mode. They're going down the block. You're all the same. You're all the same. It doesn't matter. Even if you have credentials or anything, it does not matter. It does not matter if you're innocent, anything. Right? You need to know that. Okay? It took me getting off my ass, going down to one of these situations, getting off my ass to go down and see it for myself. I don't care if you only do it one time in your life, you need to do it. Drive your ass up to Minnesota and get a peek. Maybe if it's from a distance, but I'm trying to tell you what the front lines are like. It's a war zone. You see these clips? It's a war zone. It's a freaking war zone. I've been in it so many times. I swear it's like I got PTSD. When I hear loud repercussions go off, man, it's like it's all from the front line. And I've been hit with so many chemicals, every single city. I've said it before, like over and over. Like I've been doused so many times. Like I know that they have some kind of effect on me. Just be prepared. Take a mask with you if you're going to go out there, and make sure that you got cameras rolling. And let me know if you ever do anything like that, because I'd love to share the stream. If anyone is going up there, if you're in any of these spots, it ain't got to be just Minneapolis, but any of these spots, seeing any action, let me know. I'll give you a shout out, put you on. Like, if people are willing to get out there and like live stream and be our eyes and ears on the ground, hell yeah, I'll gladly give you a shout out, and I would appreciate the coverage to the fullest. Dabu7@yahoo.com is the email if you guys do get any coverage. This is another look at what's going on. This is outside the federal building in Minneapolis. Some of what's going on.
Okay, I'm on.
Chase. Okay, Chase, they caught up quick.
That's it, just back up. Fuck you. Back up. Fuck you. What'd you eat for breakfast? Couldn't have been bacon, right? That'd be cannibals. Back up! Back up! I'm a safe distance. Do you feel safe? You need a new job, motherfucker. Fuck you. Got anything on you?
It's not wise.
Ma'am, are you good? Can you breathe?
A guy walking back home. And you catch face full mace.
It's always an unknown reason, dumbass. Get up. Dummy. Get up. Back up. Back up. I'm moving. Back up. Hey, get back. Hey, I was moving, motherfucker. What's wrong with you? What's your name? What's your name?
Trust me, once he cracks that can open,
Stand up.
he'll hit everybody.
Stand up.
If there's
Stand the fuck up. Get up. Stand up. Hey, you got a car coming. You proud of what you're here to do?
I don't know.
You proud of what you're doing? Back up. Tell me you're proud of what you're doing.
Chase this person down.
You gonna stand up now? Are you proud of what you're doing?
Took him down. Just some of what's going on here. What's this? Nick Sorter when he gets surrounded. I got another clip on him. They surrounded him. He's got like a mask on. They're spray painting stuff on the window.
Cute.
Already busted the window.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Oh, so they had somebody intentionally sitting down the street also waiting to block him off. You see this? Look, the repeated theme is people surrounding vehicles, and like that's the repeated theme here. You can see right here they busted the windows, they spray painted everything. That's what they did. Like now I'm gonna say this guy himself, if Nick Sorter, he seems to be in the center of attention here. And like, I don't know, they knew it was him somehow in his vehicle. Like, how would you even let that be known? He had a mask. He was prepared for like, it's almost like as if he went in here wanting some of this action, if you ask me. And this takes me back to the Alex Jones days. When I was down here underground, a lot of these guys for views would do stuff. They'll go down for views and all this stuff, and they'll go create situations for the views and the clicks. I mean, Alex Jones never masters at it. I watched him do it over and over and over again all the time. And stage it. I even seen them do this stuff talking up before they go, lights, camera, action. That was another thing that I learned in Ferguson. I seen people literally in groups jumping in front of a camera and like taking their turn, and they would like go, and like they were all trained to say or do whatever, and they would all start like, I'm right there standing in the mix of them off camera behind it. I can hear them all talking like, oh, you guys ready to meet up at the next location? And it's like, hold on, like this is like that organized? Like, what do you mean? And I start asking questions. People like, yeah, man. Look, where y'all come from? I'm like, oh yeah, we're down here. We're getting paid. Like, yeah. I mean, when you start asking questions, people start talking freely. It's like, what the? Are you serious? Like, and that's how I unraveled the whole thing. That's how everything came unraveled for me when I was in Ferguson. Because I got up off my fucking ass and I went. Got up off my ass and I went. I got a taste of it for myself, standing there. And I seen how much it was staged in like Hollywood and like effery and like messed up agenda, like on a whole bunch of accounts. And just everything I'm telling you, just like the non-righteousness of the cops down there toward people. And just everything. It's just a real deal experience. I'm telling you, because if you're going to go down here into any of this mix, it's what you're going to face. I don't care what side anybody falls on in any of these debates. You'd be foolish for falling into the debate, if you ask me, because they're traps just set to divide people. But regardless, you're going into the same environment down here. Here is one that shows Nick Sorter detained after driving through the people. What did it say? That were threatening to kill him. I don't know. Now, get like what the law is in Minneapolis here. So they let him, they're right there. They let him get socked in the face. See that? I have to do that too, right in front of me, on camera.
Did he punch you? Yes. So I broke his glasses, and now he can't see. That was weak as fuck.
Okay, so that's that.
You only talk to women?
Well, now this woman comes up attacking. It doesn't matter, man or woman. You can't just put hands on somebody like that. That's love all. Ooh. Oh, they're sitting right there. This is like theater. Boom. Oh, as soon as I said it. They were sitting right there and they waited, hung up. That's like. They come up shooting with their paintball. So they were sitting right there. Top behind, I think, right back here, right, whole time. Oh, she got him. Here comes the. Yeah, they come paintballing. Seems like to be one of the new weapons of choice. They like to unleash with the paintballs. All right. So if you get stuck in traffic, this is what you're going to get hit with.
Luckily, ICE can get in and out now, so.
What's crazy is it doesn't matter what side you fall on. You're stuck in this traffic. You're stuck in this traffic.
We're doing a great job.
What they're trying to do is provoke a reaction out of you.
So tough, get out. It's cold. Yeah, it's too cold. We were out earlier.
So look at the disrespect.
Fuck you.
Instantly. They don't know if you support them or not. So if you don't show support immediately, it's F you. And then you're a target. You gotta agree with what they're saying.
What are you guys gonna do? Just take pictures? Probably nothing. Jerk off to him later or what? Yeah, get my face, motherfucker.
How many people did you fucking kidnap today?
We're not ICE. Are we ICE now? Are we ICE now? We're not ICE. We're not even police officers. They like don't even know what's happening. We have no idea. I think they should put the board. Should I put the board? I think they think through. Please don't get us killed.
I love their viral moment.
I gotta clear the window real quick so I can see better.
We're journalists.
I mean, they'll have to get bored eventually, right?
Yeah. Is it your flag or somebody else's?
That's the question.
What the fuck are you wearing? A fucking helmet?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
No, literally nothing, dude. Like, we're just sitting here.
Then why are you wearing a fucking military fucking combat helmet?
It's a helmet to protect my head. I've been almost killed at protests like these, and from blows to the head with a deadly weapon, and so I wear a helmet now. I don't like wearing a helmet, but I have to.
Are you actually press?
Yes, I'm a journalist.
For who?
I'm a freelancer.
Who?
I am a freelancer.
To come out and join us.
We have been. I've already been shot in the leg with a pepper round. It's cold out.
Why are you guys doing this?
Doing what?
Pulling up here like this, antagonizing people.
We're sitting in the car.
What have we done that's antagonizing?
Fuck off, dude.
No, seriously.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
What have we done? We didn't say anything to anyone.
See it? You gotta sell
don't buy
yourself
it.
to
What
them.
don't you
You gotta
buy?
basically make them think that you
Hi.
support them, or
That's a
May we
character.
take your
or
order,
it's F
please?
you.
Take a McDouble with cheese.
Well, are you ordering or are we ordering? I haven't figured it out yet.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Cam.
Take a fucking picture.
On the menu, we have a half-drank bottle of.
So, oh, here's the original clip of the U-Haul. It must have got shuffled to the back. This is where the window gets busted out. So you got to ask yourself, if this is you, what are you going to do? So this gives you a little bit of a look at what was happening up to the point earlier. Hey, stop. It's doing nothing. It's bust the window. Right. Now they're sticking it through the window at him, beating it. Right. You wonder why he took off again. They surrounded him. He's stuck. What are you gonna do once the window's busted? What are you gonna do? Every situation is different, but this is what you can expect if you were to go down into one of these places with a vehicle and get caught in it. Thank you, B, for those coffees. Appreciate it to the fullest. I do appreciate that to the fullest. So look at the chaos here around the country. It's like never ending at this point. I can't imagine. I mean, it is January, but it's in these places that I'm showing you here. It's like, even in Minnesota with snow on the ground, it doesn't matter. Like when it warms up, man, it's the nicer it gets out, like the more I expect to see this grow. Okay. Well, right here, ICE resistance groups growing, some funded by Soros, U.S. government, and linked to terrorism. Well, we know that Roy Neville Singham here recently has been outed as being somebody that's been backing this. Soros has been doing this forever, but what's it matter? He never gets arrested. I've been pointing this out about him for a long time. He never gets arrested. He's just, they know what he's doing. It's criminal. Like what he does is treasonous. It's just like Fauci. It's just like all the rest of it. Like all these criminals, no one ever gets arrested. So, I don't know. This has the potential to spiral up and out of control. Yeah, so here's a take where these guys are talking about how, ICE is going across the country. and doing what they're doing, and some people are upset about it.
They're going city to city to try to disrupt authorities from lawfully executing whatever their job is. Disrupt, stop, obstruct what they're trying to do. That's against the law. That's not something that Democrats or anyone should be ginning up and telling people to do. Now, I know Trump has deported or sent back 350, 400,000 people. Barack Obama, your guy, as you called Trump, my guy, it was 5 million. It was 5 million over 8 years. Now we're at 350,000. What changed with Democrats on it? I know Biden let in 12 million. Is it about votes? Why did these people, why isn't it a crime to be here? Not that they haven't committed a crime.
The border being as open it was under Biden was one of the reasons Trump got elected. But the idea...
So you're glad it's closed now?
Do I think we ought to not have a fully open border? Absolutely. I've said that all along.
So with the 12 million that came in, what do we do?
The question I have for you is closing the border versus sending out ICE agents across the country to randomly pick up people based on quotas that have committed no crime.
How did Obama deport 5 million?
At the border? I think it was a lot of that was done at the...
Well, that's Obama. This whole thing started with Obama. Okay? Oh my gosh, dude. I wonder if you sit there waiting to hear my reaction after something like that, Cash. Because, listen, Cash Hart, man, just dropped like 55 coffees, man. Like, what? I can't thank you enough. Like, words can't thank you enough. Seriously. When you come through hard. And I thank you, my friend. Seriously. I'm going to shake your hand one day. Huge support there. Cash Hart, legendary. Huge, man. I got to say here that I'm gonna wrap up this this whole protest thing here, but before I do, the Minnesota Somali daycare at the center of the fraud scandal here has shut down abruptly out of nowhere. It's not surprising; they're under massive investigation. And James Comer says that Ilhan Omar is the top of the suspect list in a massive fraud scandal here. Also saying her husband profited and all this other stuff. So this is a huge thing here. I mean, billions of dollars. I'm gonna play this clip here where he explains the charges and what's going on here. And again, Cash, I can't thank you enough. Much love.
Ms. Rarick, you spoke about the retaliation that many have experienced in light of trying to expose the fraud and the corruption happening in Minnesota. Can you speak more to that and what people are experiencing when they try to sound the alarm on what's happening?
Right. So that retaliation's been going on for quite some time. If you look at what Faye Bernstein said in a news report or Newsweek article back in 2019, it started for her. And she was heavily investigated. She was actually moved to a different state agency. She was, retaliated against in every kind of way you can think. What's happened now is retaliation has escalated, and now it's you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your home, we're going to track your children, we're going to make sure that you can't get a job anywhere else in state government. And for Minnesota, that means probably Minneapolis, St. Paul, Hennepin County, Ramsey County, Duluth, Rochester. You can't get a job anywhere that Democrats control.
That's pretty terrifying. Do you think that's going to prevent people from continuing to speak out on the issue?
Well, we are really hoping that with all of this light on it and telling people that.
So now the Dems are stopping anyone. That's nuts. They're trying to push where the migrants are going to get all the jobs. Like no one local, anyone else is going to be able to get the jobs. Like what? Yeah. Okay. So, I kind of agree here with what Tim Burchett is saying here, but like he's part of it. Some of these characters come out here and try to act like, oh yeah, the government's deep state, yeah, blah blah blah, but act like they're not a part of it. When if they were really exposing it, they'd be going a different route. But they know the name of the game. You start really exposing the deep state, that's when they get shot at or killed. And most of them are not willing to do that. They don't want to give up their cushy life. But this is what oops. What happened here? There we go.
One senator taking to the well every day is Senator Kennedy of Louisiana. He's been pleading with Senator Thune for another reconciliation bill that would allow reductions in spending, like your legislation, to reduce the spending that goes to the Taliban without having to go to the Democrats that are holding up your bill and other key Republican priorities. What's the holdup in getting another reconciliation bill so that you're not begging Senate Democrat staffers for a chance to have a perfectly reasonable piece of legislation considered?
I think it's a couple of things, Matt. First of all, it's just the guts to do the right thing. And the second, the leadership is about leadership. I think you find that in either party and either body. It's about preserving their leadership. And preserving their leadership is keeping the status quo. It's keeping the K Street lobbyists happy, which you didn't take any lobbyist money. Which is should be well noted. When you were in Congress, you're a first and maybe a last of the Mohicans on that issue. But the truth is that Congress is bought and paid for. Let's just be honest. You know, just why we can't fix Obamacare. You look at, somebody said, are they paying them off? I said, well, it's not illegal. They're just making $1 million contributions to controlling Democrats in the Senate and gutless Republicans and as well that don't want to fix Obamacare. And, you know, that's, again, why we kicked the can down the road 3 years in the House. And
interesting he says that about Katz, and he left politics. He slid out of politics into a more news covering role that he felt comfortable with, and I guess, you know, makes a living off of doing that versus interesting comment that he was the only one that he knows that never took any lobbyist money. Because that says a lot, though. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem blasting at Democrat cities, saying that ICE will continue their work. And when I hear this, to me, it's just a threat that this is going to happen more. We're just going to see more and more cities hit and attacked here. I mean, there's all kinds of clips here of just all the threats back and forth, both sides. And again, seems like a lot of theater and a lot of civil chaos, if you ask me. Here's one. I thought that this was like they're being tight-lipped about this. This right here is a interesting story. The Secret Service finds a suspicious object. That's how they put it. On Trump's motorcade route at Palm Beach. So again, down in Florida, they're being tight-lipped about the details on this, but they're saying that apparently on this route they picked up something, and that they had to reroute him around another way, and they went quick, fast, and around this whole other way to get around anything that could potentially have been set up. And it's like, hold on, man. What was the object? We don't know. What kind of explosive device? Don't know. It had to be something like that. Had to be something that would shoot a bullet or explode. right? So all we got is it's a suspicious object on his route, which is it is suspect. As I get an update on that or what that could be, I'll let you know. But makes you wonder. And we'll get an update here real quick around the world on just everything that's going on with these other places, like with Greenland. Greenland is something that Trump is trying to say, yo, we're taking it. Starmer of the UK is saying, hey, we'll send troops to beef up security. What? Like, what do you mean? Trump, everything's like back and forth here between a lot of these so-called NATO allies in the U.S. and we're the military might of the whole NATO alliance. Well, what do we have here? French lawmakers submit a resolution to begin NATO withdrawal process. It's happening. A huge shift is happening. Huge. The alliance that has stood our entire life, basically, is changing. And the U.S. with the EU friendship and united is one, especially on a war front, say against Russia or anything like that. It's fell apart. They're talking all this crap. It feels so staged. It all feels so staged, but then again, isn't it all? So France, like, making a huge move there. I guess they're going to go on their own. I don't know. And when it comes to Russia, if you don't know, I reported they launched the Oreshnik hypersonic missiles. These things had never been seen before. Per se, we witnessed them one time. I forget where it was used, but it wasn't used out in the open war front, like around Kiev or other areas. The way that they used it this last time was like the first time. They used it on an underground facility, storage facility for gas and stuff like that, a big one. And these things rain down at 8,000 miles per hour. They're nuclear capable. These things are insane. It looks like lightning when they hit. It's like it's like bolts of flight, like quicker than. It's insane. Different angles, it looks different. It's wild looking, just because it's moving so fast. The distortion around it, but the damage being done is tremendous. So we have a system called the Patriot missile system, a defense system, battery that we've set up in Ukraine, Israel, all over the place. It's been largely the big defensive battery to shoot down missiles this whole time, and it's worked till now. Russia has demonstrated that, as you can see from these stories, that whatever they target, they're going to hit. Even when Iran and Israel exchanged and we hit Iran's nuclear stuff or whatever underground, they returned fire and they hit Israel. And they hit Israel. They hit Tehran. Not with nukes, but with missiles, with regular rockets and stuff. But what they showed is, guess what? Your Iron Dome can't stop nothing, because they got hypersonics right on through. Hypersonics slid right on through, and mysteriously the whole thing came to a close, and it was over and done, and pushed on. But now we're back to it, right? This whole thing going down in Iran. We have see here, the Ayatollah warning arrogant Trump that he will be overthrown as the protests in Iran lose steam. So, if you've been watching, the protests have been crazy. They've been massive, as you can see here. Absolutely massive protests coming out, and these were staged. Like, this whole thing didn't just sporadically grassroots pop up. There was a whole lot of money, time, and energy from the West and operatives on the ground put in to putting this whole thing in motion. And that's why it was so large and so effective, even with the internet shut down, because of the organization. They already knew that that would be a move that they'd probably make, and they were prepared for it. So they kept pushing and pushing. This was the U.S.'s attempt to push for a coup, is what I would say at this point. An overthrow of the government there using ground forces of the people. Some are saying tonight it looks like it failed. Because at this point, you would have wanted them to overtake presidential palaces and stuff like that. Although it's not over, but it's peeling back, it's dying down, they're saying. In these things, they're going to lose their energy. Yeah, you get people out of the house for like a day or two, whatever, to protest heavy, but like, it dies down, man. There's like windows and cycles of this. And there's windows of opportunity. They're saying it looks like, well, they may have missed the peak at least of getting all these people out there. Which is usually when you want to see like Khomeini at the point, like flee or give up, but that's not happened. So instead, all threats are coming back that they're going to attack us. I think we're going to get attacked at some point, whether staged or not. Look at this. This is, I cannot believe this. Look, it's like one thing to be doing all the stuff I heard, right? Sometimes you just keep your mouth shut, right? Especially when like you're making military moves. Like, you don't say everything unless you're broadcasting something you want them to hear, obviously, or think. Then it makes you wonder, well, is it even, then it's probably not the truth. So they put out a headline saying, the Pentagon tells Trump it needs more time to prepare for war with Iran. And why would you do that? Why would you show the enemy that you're not ready? It's weakness. It's telegraphing weakness. And they were not ready. And if it shows me and tells me that, it definitely tells the enemy that. Come on. It needs time, huh? Why don't you make that statement to the public? Why? Could be a lie. We see military assets moving in the area. In all reality, they could lightning strike out of nowhere, which that option is on the table right now. It would be out of nowhere here within the next couple weeks. The sooner the better for them. Lightning strikes. Remember how the last ones went. They hit them quick. They're not interested in going in and having our military assets tied up large scale in a place. Venezuela is a perfect example. They want to be able to go in and remove the problem, which is leadership of the country, and install someone that will listen. And as long as it's someone that will listen and play ball by with what they say, that's all that matters. They've let the cat out of the bag. They don't want to spend all the time and energy and money and resources on gutting all these different places. That's not how it's going to work. They'd rather just find someone, a puppet, so to speak, that'll play ball. It's all under threat. Trump has even told the one in Venezuela, the vice president that took over, like, look, if you don't listen, you'll suffer a worse fate than him. He's threatening everybody, as I already told you, even Greenland. He's like, yo, we're coming for you, even if I got to use the military. They're freaking out up there. So I just don't get this move. I don't get it. Anyhow, I'm letting you know that's what they've done. Trump also urges Cuba to strike a deal before it's too late. So again, a threat. And the Cuban dictator, maybe you don't hear his name a lot, but Miguel Diaz-Canel, he responds to Trump's threats. He pledges to defend Cuba to the last drop of blood. How do you think that's going to end? 3 years left of Trump. This is just getting started. Something huge is going to happen with Cuba, folks. With all of this, all around us, it's popping off already. It's insane. Oh, I got to refresh there to keep it holy, man. Hey, I tell you what, Cash. Again, much love. And for fuel, hey, Wayne, I can't thank you enough neither, man. Much love, guys. That brings me down to a close on the show tonight. Get some shout outs here. It's final thoughts. Check the chat here. Just reading a couple things here off the chat. I appreciate you guys spending your time over here with me. Going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, here covering all the madness. Yeah, he may be getting a sonic blast soon. You know, you just, at this point, here, I guess what we'll do is this, because I'm interested in knowing the poll. Which typing something up here. Give me just a second. It's a poll with options. It's going to be a quick one. Want to see what people think. There's the 4 options up here. So which place will the U.S. military hit next? It's a poll. A quick one here. Thrown up. Cuba, Mexico, Greenland, Iran. Which one? Which one? 11-11. Much love, everybody out there. all the folks hanging in there till the end. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you guys hanging out again. I appreciate all the support for those that support the channel, for those that keep me in their prayers. It's appreciated more than you know. Okay, all the above. Yeah, that would have been the fifth option, right? Meaningless. Much love, John Boy. Everybody. Thick. Much love. Missing. Well, let's see here. It looks like, just in a quick poll. How many's voted? 86. Let's see if we can get 100 votes in real quick. At least 89. Climbing. Yeshua is king. 90 votes. I think as soon as we hit 100 here, I'll end it or go over. Hit it. Because I think that'd be enough to tell. Give us a good idea. And again, I do appreciate you guys' feedback. We're 91. Personally, give you my thought. I think I didn't put Venezuela on there because they've already pushed a thing that Rand Paul pushed it, that if Trump wants to make any more moves in Venezuela, he has to go through Congress. That was supposed to be the rules anyway, any kind of military action. So as long as they're playing by the rules. Now, here's something. There is an alert for Venezuela. They're telling Americans not to go there because checkpoints are being put up by what's coined the collectivos. And if they see that you're an American or gringo, you get kidnapped, killed. So in this climate, it wouldn't be wise to be planning any trip to Venezuela. I tell you that. Especially when our leader to sit there and kidnap theirs, like you could be collateral. I think that in terms of Trump running his mouth, he's going to continue hard talk on Greenland. I know it's got the lowest percentage out there, but I think he's going to continue until someone either balks or, they accept some kind of agreement. Because that's all he wants. He just wants them in agreement and sign in blood on the contract their allegiance to the beast, a pact with them, give them a bunch of minerals for military protection is basically what the deal's going to be. Allow them to install military bases up in there to have control of all this and that and have X amount of resources in return. And he's saying there's no choice because if not, Russia and China move in and they take it and you can't have that. Now, I can understand that from a military perspective, but the way he's going about it is just insane. He's in just we're coming to take your country from you, like whether you like it or not. Like, hold up, what? But he tries to say like, oh, they landed some boats there. Like we landed some boats there too. What right do they have to the place? He starts saying all these things, and it's just like, man, like he's not saying that about nowhere else, like at the moment, but like he's really going hard at Greenland. So, I don't see him shutting his mouth there. That is going to be, it's like a wild card for me. Like I'm on the fence because I want to say before Greenland, Cuba, with the dude running his mouth there, and we just cut him off. So who are they hitting next is the question, because I believe that they're going to hit several of them. But the question is next. Military. Who is the military going to hit next? I don't think the military is going to hit and drone strike Greenland as much as he's pressuring them. I could see them pulling a strike in Iran for sure. Probably top of the list right now, and right behind it, Cuba. Cuba's so just exactly how the stats are rolling out. It's exactly how I would see it. Exactly how they're rolling out. Iran, Cuba, Mexico, Greenland. That's exactly how I see it. Crazy. All right, man. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback, everybody. Ended the poll, and that was great. It was perfect. Yeah, he wants Greenland to fold. You know, he's playing his hand. He's playing Mr. Tough Guy, and that's what you do in his position, right? I mean, that's what a Trump does. He strong arms, and it's Cuba's an interesting one. I think. Look, they're already talking about. Listen. I know I shut everything down, but I got some thoughts here. I'm gonna drop them. Because I think this is important. This affects us. The whole reshaping, them sprawled out across the Western Hemisphere, all the military, like something huge is happening right in front of our face, and it affects us major. Look, Cuba is like less than 90 miles or so off the coast of Florida there. Like, it's right freaking there. Like, from Cuba at night, like, you can look north or whatever they say, like, take off on a boat there heading north toward, and you could see, like, the whole horizon lit up with the lights of Miami. Like, it's right there. And you get there, like, rather quickly. To be at war with someone in that close of proximity is big time. Like we're like right there. Like, we just cut off their funding and all this other stuff. Like, Trump's threatening. They're threatening each other back and forth. That doesn't end well for the other guy usually. It didn't end well for Maduro. He's over there trying to mock Trump with this little dance, and that's when Trump made the decision to go and take him out. Again, leader of Colombia changed his tune real quick and started kissing Trump's tail. That's why that slid to the back burner. Doesn't mean that's went away. They're still going to have to sing to Trump's tune. You're going to have to hear of a deal here soon of some sort. All of these places are going to have to strike up a deal with Trump for military protection, and in return, resources. Do you see? You know, Honduras, Colombia, they don't have to become, 53rd, 54 states. That's not the idea here. The idea is to get them to fall under a pact that would be like a North American Union. The same thing they've always wanted. You are seeing it happen in front of your face. Can you believe everything that we've warned you about and told you about forever? All the times, and everyone's, it's conspiracy, it's conspiracy. It's right here in front of you. The technate is real. Their vision for it is real, and they're matching it to a T. Venezuela on up, all the way up to Greenland, to a T. To a T. To a T. Okay? So everyone needs to be on board to be a part of it. Once everyone's on board, they don't have to worry about nothing. Everything's locked down. Everyone's on the same team. Whole Western Hemisphere's locked down cold. Basically, it's secure. But we're not there yet. We're not nowhere near there. The game's just begun. Venezuela just got clipped. Okay? Colombia just changed its tune. Honduras seems to be allying and leaning toward, being on our side, along with some, maybe some other places. smaller countries there. Mexico, a wild card, a major one, because even though Sheinbaum, the president there, wants to act like she's going to work with Trump and things are going positive, but she says you can't attack the cartels. Well, the cartels seem to be the problem, and that is the first thing Trump ever did when he became president. Day one, very first thing he did, put us under national emergency. Why? Because of the cartels in Mexico. Not because of ISIS, not because of Russia, not because of the Chinese, not because of anything else, but the cartels, number one threat. And they've waited. They've set out the military, spread them out. Now we've got them surrounded completely. And it's like they've gone down and they're working their way up. They started at the far end, Venezuela, and they're working their way up. And just kind of checking. They're going door to door, straight up. Like checking, pulling the card on all the leadership. Like, you're on board or you're not. You're on board or you're not. We got airship. We got aircraft carrier parked right out there in the ocean. Like, are you on board or not? That is what he's doing right now. No one's ever done this before. Ever. This is insane. He's going country to country. A threat. Right now, a threat. And these are the allies. These are allies of Russia and China. How do you think some of these countries feel right now? Like, where's our allies? Where's our help? Where's our back? Like, what kind of ally are you? This is why China just launched their navy heading this way. Real deal. There's going to be a showdown at some point. There's Russian subs already lurking out there already. We just snatched up a Russian vessel this past week. It's all a stage. But like, if we're locking this place down cold, Cuba is going to get it. And look, they're talking about Cuba like Gaza. Kushner's always like, oh man, we're going to rebuild Gaza. It's going to be like the Emerald Gem of the Middle East over there, like it's Dubai. That's what they want to do with it. And ship all of Palestinians now, where? Somaliland. If you have not been caught up to speed with that, that is what they've done. This little area that they've bought and basically purchased through deal, acquired, Somaliland. This is going to be the area where they can ship them all to. And they can start to reconstruct, everything. Build their oasis in Gaza. That's what Kushner wants to do. So Cuba, they're saying the same way that they could, because Cuba's been poor this whole time. We know it. They make them suffer. It's ridiculous. But that's what they would do. They would try to turn Cuba into like, if they overthrew it and reset everything, they would try to turn it into like a little utopia. That's what they're saying. Now, how do you think that sounds to people living poor in Cuba? Got family living poor there. They're going to welcome it. And see, this is where they have the advantage in a color type of revolution to overthrow the dictator that's down there. Cuba is really, in terms of war, right here on our doorstep. It's the one to watch, I think, because before Mexico, maybe both, really. I mean, man, who would ever thought that like they would be this brazen to like in any day when you wake up, we're bombing and striking one of these neighboring countries. If we do this, you want to know what? This is what I see happening. This is what I see happening. I don't know the order, but like something's hitting me hard here. Whenever a move is made on Cuba, something major is going to happen. I don't know if we'll send this in define World War III or what. China will take over Taiwan in a heartbeat. If they're getting close to doing it. Why would they not? Why would they not do it? How would they not? How could they not? They're witnessing the United States and Donald Trump under the talk of national security taking over control of full-blown other countries. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're going to be like, how dare you say a word with us going and taking Taiwan? That's right there. Taiwan sits closer to mainland China, I think, than Cuba does to the U.S., but they're the same little thing. They're like a little proxy that can cause a lot of problems. You see what I'm saying? It's like, not that we would be taking over Cuba, but like we would be taking over Cuba. Like we would. Like, look at Trump right now. He's acting like he's the sit-in president of Venezuela, trolling it. It's insane. It's insane. This guy's audacity. Like, dude, we're going to get blasted. Common sense tells me that if you're walking around the bar or walking around the room and you're picking fights with everybody in there, somebody, it's just a test. I've seen it too many times now. Somebody is going to jump up and sock the dude in the nose. They're gonna hit the bully. Somebody's gonna do it, and they don't care. They don't care. They don't care if you don't hit the ground. They don't care if you fall. They don't care if they kill you. They don't care what the repercussion is. They don't care if they're gonna pay for it after. They don't care. See, that always happens, and it's gonna happen. Somebody's going to hit us, and it's not going to be the government that suffers. It's going to be the people, the country. We're going to suffer, just like 9/11. Just like 9/11. It will be designed to strip us of freedom and to shift the world into a different direction, just like 9/11 did. Boy, oh boy. You can see it clearly. What's crazy is these events haven't happened. The reset hasn't happened. These major attacks haven't happened yet. They're going to. I'm telling you. Buckle up. This is fitting to be a wild ride, man. An interesting summer, to say the least. And, yeah, man. Hope you have a plan. So before I leave tonight, I want to remind folks to stay positive. Stay righteous. And stay speaking positive things into existence. All right. I'm really trying to get you guys to the best I can, whoever wants to listen, and lend the ear. I'm trying to get people to realize that you have a power that they never taught you. And it's as simple as speaking. But I do hear every show. You speak everything into existence. I can't emphasize this enough. I'm gonna keep repeating it because I gotta drill it into people's heads. You gotta and don't just hear me say it. Like, oh, he's saying that again. Like, no, like why am I saying it? I'm saying it because I want you to adjust. Maybe I care more for you than you even do yourself. I don't know. I'm trying to get you to take out the negative and to adjust it. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. I mean, I've done it even tonight live on the show. I adjusted. Because you got to lead by example. None of us are perfect. But like, again, just to stop saying the negative things like I can't do this, I can't do that. Or being cynical, you know, the best examples I can give out the gate are that, and to say that I'm just sick of this, so I'm just because, and then you wonder why you're sick or not feeling good. You're literally putting this on yourself, I promise you, with everything, it's how it works. Look, people always wonder, what's the big secrets? What are the big secrets of life? I swear to you that I found several of them. And what's crazy about it is the crowd is so dumbed down and docile that even if you gave it to them, it don't matter. They either don't want it, they don't care because they're so dumbed down, or it doesn't stick, or something. There's like truly only a remnant out there that wants this, that wants true knowledge. You have to understand, when you correct yourself, when you correct your way of being, like I'm trying to tell you, and get you focused and get you going, you become everything you were meant to be, everything that Jesus would want you to be, a creator would want you to be. They would want you to flex to your full potential. But these liars around us have treated us like trash. They've taken sacred knowledge, not just sacred, but just this knowledge, and kept it hidden from you. I told you earlier, etymology is the study. It is the study of the root of a word, okay, and its meaning. And they removed this globally, or around the planet, decades ago. They did this for a reason, so you would miss the connection to the root of words, because that's what it means. There's a reason. They've got you speaking this dumbed down English slang all the time, and they took out of schools the etymology, but they have their kids doing what? They have them up at Harvard and Yale and everything else, learning the ancient code of Latin, Greek, and Hebrew. This is what they're learning in the fraternities. Why? Because those are the ancient frequency codes. You can call it magical language, if you will, whatever. But they were languages finely tuned with how this whole thing works, speaking things into existence. What does abracadabra mean? I speak it into existence. I create as I speak. It's what it means. The secret has been hidden right in front of your face the whole time. You have got to adjust it. So many people are crippled because of what they speak, the cynical things, the songs that they repeat. I've had to do it. I've had to take myself. You can get sucked into it. It takes discipline. It truly does. Like, there could be good music out there. It could sound good musically, but just the words that are in it. One that I'll throw out as an example is Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD, someone that is no longer with us, RIP, but is very, very talented young man, Jared Higgins. That lost his life to overdose on drugs. Okay? In his music, he talked about drugs, taking the Percocets, taking them all the time. And it killed him. So ultimately, you speak things into existence. He spoke about it all the time. So it's embedded, like the death is embedded in it. And I realized this. And there was just a song called Burn that's really good musically. But like, he starts it off like, I just took a 60, talking about a Percocet and all this stuff. And he says, I can't take any more because the liver is going to fail him. And if he dies, his mama will never forgive him and all this stuff. He constantly repeats this stuff, but like he's pushing these words. When he gets to the hook, he gets to a part to where he says something like, I was born, he could guess I never learned. To where like it's all bad. It's all negative. And if you're repeating these chants, you're going to bring this into your life. And it doesn't matter what it is. I've tested it. I've seen it in my own life. And to my amazement, it's crazy. That's why I just stick with anymore to just singing, listen to my music to the Most High, to the best I can. I know I put out hard music. It's just what comes out of me in different ways. It's the message. And I try to keep all cuss words out of my stuff. I have for a while. All these streams I've stripped of cuss words. Bit by bit, I've tried to get this straight so you can see everything has to be done. The key is to live in the moment, in the now. To not send out a wave of want and of neediness and of I need. It's of having. You need to match the frequency of the world you want to be in. Okay? Sounds crazy, but it's the truth in the way this world works. Practice speaking these things, positive things. And if you want to know more about etymology, you guys can go to a website called Etymonoline. It's ETYMON line.com. And you can study the root of every word. And you can know what you're speaking from now on. Okay? You need to know this just like a human. What is it? Hue. And man, we are bodies of light. We are light beings. All the words have significance in root meaning. The more you study them, the more you'll see this. I'll end it there. Anyone that wants it, you'll go and you'll look, you'll find. But just remember, you have a lot of work to do, positive work to do. This is why they call it light work. This is why they call them light workers, because you're here to do this. Okay, and you have the power. The power is in everything that you speak. Maybe you were never taught this. Maybe you forgot this. I'm here to remind you. So from here, be righteous. I love you guys. In the name of the Most High, Yeshua, seek Him. Seeking you will find. Seek the kingdom of God within you. And as I always say, if the Lord doesn't return, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Hallelujah. And pray without ceasing. Yeshua is King for sure. Be the change you seek without a doubt. Much love, Pixie. 88 Dragon. Tacos. I didn't have a chance to call you back, but I didn't talk to you. Much love, my brother. Oh yeah, our souls, man. It's worth fighting for, right? And Jesus is near. Always. The Holy Spirit is yours. It's yours to call on. It's your weapon. But you gotta believe. Thank you again, everybody, for all the love. Thank you. the legendary Cash Hart, the legendary Eon. All the best. God bless, man. Much love all. Tiffany says, man, I hate it when everyone leaves. I wish there was a way to keep the chat open 24/7.